Three, two, one. Okay, let's take up again, Steve Brathwaite. What I was saying just before we were interrupted was that there must be some kind of law here that's the people's law, street law. Because if you've got people not committing violence, not being stabbed, not being mugged and robbed like we do in the Western societies, and as I said before, I don't think you've had any of these things happen, or anybody in your family, and it certainly hasn't happened to me since I've been here. So even though we say they're lawless, can you quantify what you mean by lawless?
When I say lawless, I'm talking about law which is in statute,
Right.
written down by Parliament, laid down by Parliament. A lot of people, the civil society, don't quite understand that.
Right.
The law of the lawmakers.
Right.
But there is a general looking out for one another here. They do not generally tolerate violence amongst one another. They do not tolerate robbing amongst one another, especially what we call robbery. Street crime is really frowned upon and looked upon. So if anyone is being violently assaulted or being robbed on the street, then they will get support from the general public. So there is this looking out for one another on the streets.
So you're talking about people policing themselves rather than the police themselves coming in?
Yeah, in general, they watch out for one another.
Right.
So you do feel safe anywhere in Ghana walking out on the street because you feel people will have your back.
And is that day and night?
Day and night, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So in a country like this, you wouldn't feel walking around the street 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't have any problem?
No, I don't have any problem whatsoever.
And if your wife was walking 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, would you be worried for her?
Not necessarily, but they themselves may be worried for themselves.
Yes.
You know, but I myself is not worried. I feel safe any time of day walking around any place in Kumasi. That's not to say there's no trouble, but I personally feel very.
Well, that's an
safe.
advert to the people coming from America and the West Indies. I mean, there's no way they can say that.
That's right.
That you if you brush somebody's shoulder in certain inner city areas, you know it's on.
Yeah, that's right.
And here, as I've noticed, I'm sure you've noticed, people brush you all day long, and nobody looks back.
That's right.
They just keep walking. You know, it's like it's why would you look back as far as they're concerned? You know, we're not aggressive, so obviously it was an accident. So why would you look back? That's very interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to pause here, Steve, and we're going to take this up at another opportunity.
Yeah.
But thanks very much for
You're welcome.
for your interview so far. And I mean, to me, it's very insight. I mean, I'm speaking to you, knowing you, but hearing you speak like this so frankly and candidly, I think is very powerful in itself. And I mean, I don't know why I haven't done this before, because it's something that has to be done. I don't know anybody else with the 20 years. I'm sure there's other people who've done long, but I know that the vivid experiences you've had, you know, with the court systems, with the business online, with with company law and marriage and children. I didn't mention that you actually got married here when you came here, and I also didn't mention to anybody that you have since had 5 children since coming here from 1999. So there's a lot more questions I can ask you, and I will as time goes on. So thanks very much.
Thank you.